is the next great BYU quarterback? Obviously, every BYU fan hopes that somewhere in the midst of this three-man quarterback race, there is the answer to that question. A name who will rise and take on the responsibility. Yesterday, we played a one-on-one interview that I recently conducted with BYU offensive coordinator Aaron Roderick following Saturday's scrimmage. Not a scrimmage he was very happy with, mind you. I had him break down what he's seen from each of BYU's three quarterbacks to this point of training camp, all who are battling for that starting position. So let's listen again to what he had to say and see if we feel we learned something extra from what he said. We'll begin with A-Rod talking about if there is some separation being made and if they are still watching things, obviously, very closely.
I think there's starting to be a little bit of a separation there. I need to watch this film to confirm that. I think, because the body of work grows incrementally. You get a certain number of pass attempts each day in practice, and that body of work grows, and we're keeping track of how these guys grade out every practice. We keep track of every stat in practice the same way you would in a real game, because stats aren't everything, but they do matter. It's part of the position. And then also just we grade them on if they're doing the right thing with the ball every play. And so, yeah, it's not going to be equal reps forever. That's the time is coming soon where we're going to have to make some decisions. You can't keep giving equal reps to three guys or nobody will be ready to play. So that time will be coming soon. I'm not exactly sure how soon, but we are watching it very closely every day.
First and foremost, A-Rod is a man who has changed his stance on stats.
He once upon a time said stats for losers. I was like, what? They're not everything, but they're an indication of certain levels of execution, so on and so forth.
And they're tracking the stats,
of course they are,
as they should, of each of the three quarterbacks in each and every individual rep.
Yeah. And
reviewing the film, the tape. By the way, can we get a new word for that? What should we call it? Like, we need a new word for that. It's not film.
It's not film.
Okay?
That's just it. It's not film.
Reviewing the digital files.
Once they go to the room and they develop it, then they can see what happened in a couple hours.
Whatever it is that he's watching it closely. But what's your takeaway on the idea that there is some separation happening, Jarom?
It'd be nice if he had told us which one, huh? Yeah, there is some separation. I would hope so at this point. And I keep screaming this from the rooftops here, this Rammy-umptum known as BYU Sports Nation, Studio B, is if I'm the two vets, I make it clear that a true freshman can't come in and beat me out. That idea would be offensive to me if I was McKay Hilstead or Tracy Morgan. Nope, I've started games in college. I know what I'm doing. I've been in this system. You showed up a couple months ago. I'm going to show you what's up. But here's the thing. Bear Bachmeier is one of the highest rated recruits BYU's ever had, man, at quarterback. He is big time. When he signed, I don't feel like everybody, I tried to make it a big deal that he's signed. I know he hasn't started. He's a true freshman. Like, that's difficult in Power 4. But the fact that Bear is hanging in there tells me that he's got a legit chance to win this. So they're evaluating everything. And like I've said before, there's no agenda here other than winning. Who's the guy that's going to help BYU win the best? That guy gets the nut.
Yeah, and I know that there are several of you that think, well, if BYU is pacing for an 8-4 season, let's just throw the new guy in there and build for something special in the future. Let's just get him the reps.
I don't like the word just
get it going.
Feels like it's, well, whatever.
Yeah, no. You want to throw in the towel to a degree on this season? No, there's way too much talent around whoever the starting quarterback is.
Certainly, for me, the expectation adjusts when you have a fifth-year senior transfer in July. And yet you don't have like a guy that has started in the Power 4 ready to go. That's tough. It adjusts it by maybe a game or two.
Yeah.
But let's just see what this guy can do and this team can do. I want to watch it play out before I just declare there's no way they can compete for a Big 12 title in this situation.
All three of these quarterbacks are very different from one another. That's what adds another layer to this quarterback battle. It's not like there are two that are similar skill set style. They're all so different from each other. I mean, you ask any of the players, okay, what's McKay like? Oh, he just makes plays. He just finds a way. I had a couple of guys say he plays like Mighty Mouse. When you think he's done, like all of a sudden he rises up, he flexes, and He spins the ball 50 yards for a huge gain, but he just has the ability to extend plays with his legs, and he understands the offense better than a guy like Bear Bachmeier. But Bear just has that strength and athleticism.
And where's number 47?
Yes.
Let's remind the people why. Because he played middle linebacker and running back until 8th grade.
He wanted people to know
he wears 47.
that he's a physical player, even when he's playing quarterback.
Yes. Trust me, the defense is going to know.
And then Trayson is the clear leader, guy who has the charisma. Guys, look, he just has that natural leadership ability.
Looks the part, sort of fits the mold of what the traditional last couple of years quarterback can do.
He's more of your traditional pocket passer with that size. The 6'2" frame, can run. And I want to give him be fair to him, because I think people are like, well, Trayson can't run. Like, no, Trayson can run.
No, he can run. Is he as good of a runner as the other two?
No, but he can still do it.
Yes.
So
BYU will
so different.
I think under Aaron Roderick, they will not have a pocket passer only ever again. They will always have a dual threat.
An ability, you need someone that has the ability to move.
You just need it.
And extend plays.
It's not 1993. Ryan Leaf, 6'4", just sit back there and chuck it. Like, or 6'6", whatever.
Very different game.
Different game.
Okay, let's hear from A-Rod about all three quarterbacks.
Let's hear it first about Trayson Bourguet, because you asked him, okay, give me something they do really well and then something they are working on. We begin with Trayson Bourguet.
Trayson, he actually is the guy who knows the offense the best of the three, I would say. Just he's been in the program a little bit longer than the other guys. And, I think Trayson is doing a lot of good things for our team. And really, it's just consistency day in and day out, just being consistent. He knows what to do. He runs the team well. I just want to see a high level of consistency from him.
So green flag. Oh, he knows the offense the best of the three.
He knows it better than
any of the other guys. He's been here a couple years. Yeah. Yellowish red flag. Seeking consistency.
Yeah, like he needs to see
that's a thing
consistency
he needs to work on.
at a high level.
Yeah.
Knows the offense. That's very different than executing the offense at a high level. You can know it, but you got to go out and execute it. It's kind of like, you learned the language on your mission to Brazil.
Debatably,
I did to Korea.
Yeah.
Okay, you can understand all the grammar and all the words and have everything memorized, but Jarom, if you don't sound good in the execution, no one's going to be able to understand you and take you seriously.
Southern Brazil, there's a lot of German, Italian immigrants. They thought I was Brazilian until I started talking.
So you got to execute.
You're not from here, are you?
You got to sound the part, look the part, and know the part. So yeah.
But the Spirit speaketh all languages.
Okay. Next comment from McKay is about McKay Hilstead from Aaron Roderick.
It's just a matter of, he's operating so much more quickly this fall than he did in the spring. And you can just see that his comfort level in our offense has really grown. And I'm pleased with that growth. And it's what a difference from spring ball till now and how he's operating. And I would like to just see him continue to be able to just push the tempo, like get a play call, get our team going, get lined up, move things along. It's one of those things as a fan, you're watching the game, you probably don't really notice, but the faster you can get that call, get people going, lined up, the more play clock you give yourself to see what the defense is doing. So that's why I want to see McKay just keep growing in how fast he plays and how he processes the information and moves our team.
A lot of gushing remarks there from Aaron Roderick.
Yeah.
And he's not a guy that blows, smoke at you.
Yeah.
That's not his style. So in that 52-second soundbite, what was your number one takeaway about A-Rod's feeling of McKay Hilstead and his ability to run the BYU offense?
Yeah, he's very comfortable in the offense. He's running it quicker than spring, but he wants it even quicker than he's doing it, which is really interesting. My concern and question with McKay isn't whether this dude has ball skills. It's
he can spin it.
And he can run. He's listed at 5'10". That means he's probably 5'9", from all indications. Is that sustainable in the Big 12? I don't doubt the dude can ball. I'm just talking sustainability, not only getting hit and whatnot, but obviously he's not going to throw over guys, but are the passing lanes going to be good? Is he having too many balls batted at the line of scrimmage and so on and so forth? There are issues that could occur there, but if he makes plays, it doesn't matter. You can overcome that. There have been shorter quarterbacks. In the power 4 level, it's rare to have a guy like that. Oh, Kyler Murray. Okay, name like 5 others, though. He was exceptional. And he
Bryce Young.
He was crazy quick.
The Heisman Trophy winners.
Right? Like, yes, at Alabama and Oklahoma. Like, these are next-level guys. McKay has a chance to be the guy and a starter. I'm just thinking long-term, can that continue? Will that work? Brandon Doman came on the show a couple weeks ago and was like, he's the guy, they should name him right now.
He was very bullish.
He was very bold on McKay.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want a certain guy to win in this battle. I just want someone who's going to help BYU win. I just want winning. I don't care who the guy is as long as BYU wins, they make good decisions, take care of the ball, all the things A-Rod says.
You used the terminology when we were talking about Trayson of, green flags, like positives, and then red flag or yellow flag. I didn't hear a red flag.
No, there was no...
From Aaron Roderick on McKay Hilstead.
Yeah,
I heard
and it wasn't
caution,
even,
which is like tempo.
Yes, but to me, that's like light yellow, of like just a little quicker. So
yes.
he likes McKay there. To me, you're going to hear the Bear Bachmeier soundbite in a second too, he was kind of telling us like, okay, Trayson's third. In my opinion. That's all just on me. Like, Trayson's just a little bit. The separation is these two ahead right now. Again, that could change. What if Trayson killed it at practice yesterday? What if he crushes it this week? I don't think it's over. Like, I don't think A-Rod's like, yeah, it's this guy. Maybe he feels like, okay, I need confirmation this week of this one person.
Yeah. Is there a clear starter in place, and now it's really a battle for who's QB2?
Maybe.
Have we gotten to that point?
Maybe. Okay. We have media availability today, hoping we get an update on this situation.
All right. So, finally, you just talked about it.
Yeah.
A-Rod on the freshman Bear Bachmeier recently.
Bear, very talented guy, very smart. It's amazing. He's only been here, I can't remember if today was practice 8 or 9, but to be in college football, for 8 or 9 practices and to know our offense as well as he does is very impressive. And with Bear, what we just need to see is just reps with our best players. Those reps just grow a little bit each day, and there's times where like he's doing the right thing with the ball, but maybe he hasn't thrown that particular route to that guy before, and maybe we're a couple inches off because just sometimes it's things like a person's body language as they're coming out of their break and understanding the timing of it. With Bear, it's just a matter of building up his reps and gaining experience.
That's a big tell to me.
Clearly, he has the highest ceiling.
Why does he need reps with the main guy, Spence? Because he could be the main guy. I think that was very telling from Aaron. I think Aaron is telling us the Bear could actually win it. I'm not saying Bears won it, but I'm telling you he could win it. I think it's McKay versus Bear right now, and I would give Bear a slight nod. In my opinion, Bear Bachmeier has a great chance to be the first true freshman starter in Game 1 of BYU history.
Wow. See, that's a bold statement.
Aaron, from what I'm hearing and what Aaron said there, it feels like Bear's got a legit chance.
Yeah,
which, again, I'm a little disappointed that these two haven't just, hey, freshman, you'll get your time. We've got this. They needed to beat him out with their experience. They have not, in my opinion.
The thing for me, it reminds me of the Tanner Mangum versus Zach Wilson situation in 2018. We heard a lot of the same comments from Jeff Grimes at the time. Aaron Roderick came in as an analyst and was helping out, but we heard a lot of the same commentary of, wow, Zach Wilson, it's unbelievable how much he knows about the offense, how good he is at this time as a true freshman. And it was neck and neck, right? Until finally the leadership and the experience of Tanner Mangum won out, but Zach Wilson takes over halfway through that season.
Tanner had been a starter for 2 seasons in 2015 and 2017.
So, and that's even more extreme because if you're talking
McKay Hilstead had been the starter for 2 seasons, there'd be no question. He'd be the guy.
We're talking about Zach Wilson challenging a guy who had been a starter for multiple seasons. So different here, but I feel like it's similar in that, hey, it's impressive that a freshman can come in and actually compete with these guys on a similar level, guys who have been in the program for a while, who know the offense.
Yes, and again, I wanted those 2 experienced guys to just be obvious.
Is McKay the guy that has created the separation that we just talked about, though?
I think he's telling us with that, hey, I need to see Bear with more of our main guys. Why would the backup need to be with the main guys? The starter needs to be with the main guy, Spence.
develop
the
chemistry?
starter
Yeah.
needs to be with the ones, okay? Bear has a legit shot. To me, it's Bear versus McKay right now.
They know what McKay and Trayson are with the starters. I think it was just a matter of, okay, we need to give Bear a fair shake to show what he can do with the starters. Now,
Yes.
is he as good as McKay with the starters?
From what I'm told, he's getting a legit opportunity to showcase himself. And they have split those reps, as they've mentioned publicly. And it's a fair race for these guys.
I think
it's
it
not
wouldn't-
like, Bear, you're with the threes, but you're against the number one defense. It's not like that. He's getting a shot with the number one offense, Aaron is telling us. And that's because he wants to see if he's the guy.
See, I think it would be Bear's job had he been an early enrollee. I believe that, because then he would have had more time in the offense, more time with the number ones on offense. I think it's just a matter of him not having enough time. So if Bear is not the guy, it's not because he's not capable. I think they just want him to have more time. So if he had started like Zach Wilson and been an early enrollee in January and been through spring ball, then I think he's the guy. But that's my only concern there is I just don't know if he's had enough time. Like, can you get him enough reps with the ones to get him game speed and ready to be the dude? And to what you said, the first true freshman starter in game one of a season in BYU history ever. I mean, that's
Only
a
because
lot
of
trust.
circumstance. It's not, normally you wouldn't do this. This is not ideal. But it's the situation we're in now. So, in my opinion, I think Bear's got he's out in front just by a touch. Feels like you have McKay out by a touch. To me, Trayson's got some space he's got to make up right now.
Yeah.